Hey guys, welcome to the MagFed Ranch Paintball channel, and today I'm going to be answering and reacting to all your comments. But before I get into it guys, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share, and of course, comment, okay? So hey guys, I felt like this was going to be the best way to just kind of answer all your questions or even just, react to your comments. I love every comment, good or bad guys, so definitely keep them coming. But I think, this was going to be the easiest way, most direct way to answer all your guys' questions. And of course, if you guys have any more questions in the future, please continue to comment. And then, of course, I will get to it in a future video. Okay, guys? So, yeah, let's get into it. I'll try to answer everyone's questions as fast as possible. Get into everyone's questions so that way this video won't be as long as well. Okay? Let's begin. Okay, so this first comment I have is from Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, there's a lot of comments. All right, let's get to them. At Sherry Martini 01, and this was on my video reviewing the Lapco Universal Fake Suppressor, guys. It says, I've been looking for an MK12, so Mark 12 handguard like yours. Where did you get it? Guys, obviously any AR Mark 12 handguard is going to fit. I have obviously our suppliers that we use, so I don't want to divulge that because we use our builds here, but pretty much any Mark 12 handguard, real or airsoft clone style, is going to fit as long as it works with, of course, your T15 barrel nut, an AR-15 in essence style barrel nut. Okay, guys? All right. Next comment is from at Just Wish Airsoft. Okay, this is from the same video, Lapco Universal Fake Suppressor. It says, why don't you play Airsoft instead? I'm curious. Okay, so I answered this in another video already, guys, but one, I love the realism of a MagFed paintball way more than Airsoft. And of course, this is with first strike rounds, okay, guys? So with first strike rounds, MagFed markers will shoot further, more accurate, and then, of course, the limited capacity of the gameplay, right? Because we're limited to either 11-round magazines, 18-round magazines, 19-round magazines, right? I get it. There's, limited magazines in Airsoft, but most people don't play that way. And even the limited mags, they still hold quite a bit of rounds, okay? At Nova Gunner states in that same comment, it states, Airsoft isn't big in our area. Paintball is huge, okay? Guys, I know paintball and airsoft could be huge depending on where you guys are at, but like I said, it's the realism. That's why I like MagFed paintball with first strike round specifically. Okay. Next comment is from at BigOnGia 4385, and this was on my Mark 18 Mod O tabletop review. Nice gun. Thanks, at BigOnGia 4385. Next comment is from at OsChris9296. I'm assuming it's an Australian viewer out there. Thank you so much if you're viewing from other countries. All right. This is on the Lapco Universal Fake Suppressor review as well, guys. Hey, I love the comments on that video, guys. So, as he says, won't work because you have that extra little ugly looking rail in front of the main handrail. Okay, guys, so let me show you guys the marker that was in that video. And it is our MR12 Mod O, right? So it's a clone marker of the Mark 12 Mod O marker. And guys, on the real rifle, this is the gas block on the rifle, okay? And so we're trying to simulate it here with this front barrel block with the flip-up sight that clones the Mod O look, okay, guys? So, hey, ugly, I guess. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I love this piece because it kind of adds that final realism to the rest of the build. Okay. And next comment is from at Bob Borlog. Okay, Bob Borlog 1677. And it is from the Sightmark Ultra Shot M-Spec tabletop review video. States, I got 3 EOTechs and 2 of these M-Specs, and the M-Spec is damn good for the price. I agree at Bob Borlog 1677. The M-Spec, guys, check out that video. great optic for the price. Really mimics the EOTech, holographic sight. Even though, guys, it is a red dot, but the dot with the 65 MOA ring looks very similar. It's night vision compatible. Highly recommend that right there, right? Highly recommend that sight for your guys' markers, okay? At Samuel Day 4176 states, and this is on the Mark 18 Motto review, guys, that optic mounting system looks ridiculous. Yes, it definitely looks a little bit, I guess you can use the word ridiculous. It definitely looks, obviously not like the real steel marker, guys. Check out the reviews on why I always recommend using some type of riser, or of course the FSR adjustable riser that we always recommend on our markers. Has to sit that way to be able to be used with our goggles, and of course gives you that added ability to zero in the sight at the different ranges, right? You can adjust the angle up or down, so you can take those long distance shots. You can get the correct holds for the distance shots, okay? Yes, it looks a little funny, but that's the reason. Definitely has a purpose. Okay, next comment is from @Nicholas Paseo 4554, and this is on our Thanksgiving edition video, and they state, why are y'all selling FSR for more than double the price? Definitely don't like anything on the website. Guns are way too expensive for what they are. Okay, well, FSR, the reason why our FSR guys, and full disclosure, we don't manufacture them. They're from First Strike. The reason why they're so expensive, guys, is because the time it takes for us to, go through all of them, individually inspect each round, and then obviously put them in the category that is optimized for the different barrel lengths for you guys, okay? And then also, in a case of about 600 rounds, about up to 100 rounds typically per case is what we would deem unusable, right? Or just not meeting our standard as far as the quality control, all the different metrics like shape, weight, size, whether the fins are damaged or not. All those metrics are not good for about 100 rounds, guys. So out of a case of 600, you're only about 500 rounds that are actually what we would deem match grade usable, okay? In terms of the guns, guys, it is what it is. If you guys try to build these markers yourself, once you start getting into the hand guards, the barrels, the Cerakoting, the different air tank systems, the different butt stocks, the different grips, the different backup iron sights, the different stock rings, all the little small features. We have so many more features that we put on our markers that, once you add it up, it's going to be expensive. So, like I said, once again, hey, it is what it is. These MagFed markers are not cheap when you start highly modifying them, but the entry-level markers can be affordable, right? So definitely start with an entry-level marker, and then of course you guys can always build it to more of a a customized high-end marker, right? Barrels, optics, all that stuff, okay? Next comment, is from Nicholas Paseo 4554 again, but this was on our MR18 Mod 1 accuracy test video. And he says, man, can you all explain why these markers are being sold for more than 1,000? You keep giving your guns nicknames like you make them. It's just a T15 or M17 with mods. There's nothing special besides the upcharge from y'all. Lol. Okay, once again, right? So the reason why they're above $1,000, guys, you get the price of the marker, $600. You start adding the barrels, all the accessories I just mentioned. You guys try to go build it yourself. It's gonna be over $1,000, I guarantee you, okay? And then of course, in terms of like why we give these markers the names, guys, is because we are trying to clone the markers to match the real steel thing, real steel rifles, right? We, like airsoft players, we want to play with our real steel counterparts. I love the fact that our markers look like real steel rifles, right? So from whether it's the M110, Mark 11, URGI, right? 417 Assaulter, Mark 18, right? Mod 1, Mark 18 Mod O, 416 CAG, SDMR, right? We're trying to clone all these real steel rifles. And like I said, that's what the real steel rifles do. They take regular ARs, accurize them, modify them, right, to make these modified, improved versions of the AR-15 platform. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do as well with the MagFed markers. All right, at the Hitman states, this is from the MagFed myth busting video where I state why MagFed paintball is similar to airsoft and why we don't prefer playing it. He states, "Thank you for making this video. I agree with your points for sure. MagFed paintball also hurts more majority of the time, so it makes it more intense in CQB." Yeah, definitely at Hitman. You know, obviously the first strike rounds, they're going to weigh more than an airsoft BB, right? So just the energy behind the first strike round at the velocity, you know, 300 feet per second or less, it's going to hurt more. It's gonna, you know, so it's gonna give you that kind of that excitement, that realism, that gameplay that you don't want to get hurt. That, you know, and we love that. Okay, so yeah, I agree. At Axel Martinez 9665, this is on the Lumix Killer Instinct crossbow scope review video. He says, "Just picked up this one, or just picked up for my MG100." Hey, thank you for picking it up based upon my review. Hope you, you know, hopefully that review helped you with your decision. Yay, comment in the future. Let us know how that worked out for you, and definitely would love to see a on-field review or just feedback of that scope on the field, okay? At Aaron Zornis 5067, he states, this was on the same video, the MagFed paintball, similar to airsoft. He states, "You can get limited capacity mags for airsoft. ... Yes, we know you can, but the limited capacity, let's be honest, in airsoft, no one plays with them. The majority of players, they're playing with a full magazine, right? Shooting, you know, hundreds of BBs at a time, you know, and so it's just not realistic. And then at the same time as well too, you're not getting the distance, you're not getting the accuracy, and like I said, it's just the realism. Love the realism of MagFed paintball with first strike rounds, much more so than airsoft. This is on the MagFed myth busting video where we talked about why our FSRs are really expensive. At Nicholas Pacheco 4554 comments again. Hey man, comment, keep continuing comment. Love all the criticisms as well. You're not helping or trying to grow the sport of MagFed paintball. Your price for FSR is crazy. Why just not make videos of how to sort FSR? Because all you do is just that. Anyone can buy FSR in bulk, weigh them, measure them, and put them up on our upcharge. 100%, Nicholas Pacheco 4554. A lot of you guys can do that. Go take the time, spend the money, right? Do your own research, shoot all those thousands of rounds to gain that information. We want you to do that. Go test the systems, go test the markers, go buy paintball, go support the company, right? Go support First Strike with all the rounds, purchasing all those rounds. We're not saying that you guys have to buy it from us. This knowledge we gained through that time, that experience, that money spent, and so that's our trade secret. Okay, you know, you want to do that. You want to go take the time to spend all that money and time, and then just give out the secret for free. It's all on you, man. Definitely, but go through that process, guys. I'd highly recommend you guys buying more First Strike rounds. Okay. At Andy Hubishman 5616, this is from the "Can you use MagFed markers for self-defense" videos, and it states, "I have considered using a paintball gun for home defense. Would rather use something that looks like a paintball gun, not an AR-15. Okay, definitely, I agree. In that video, I told you guys, hey, you know, ideally, I would prefer not using a MagFed marker because at that point, you're you know, it looks so real. It's almost like you're using a real gun. If you're going to be using, you know, steel balls, pretty much potentially lethal rounds, why not just shoot them with a real gun? You know, I think it's better. And then, of course, the limited capacity as well, too, right? So, yeah, go watch that video, guys. I break it down on why I don't recommend doing that, but I think a normal paintball gun would be better off in that situation, okay? Another comment to the video of why MagFed paintball is similar to airsoft. At Barry Reading 4809 states, this is why I wish Miles' blank fire laser system was actually available for widespread civilian use, more training facilities, training groups. Modern Miles systems have removed 90% of all of the previous generation cheats and problems. When properly zeroed, charged, and programmed, basically one Shepard Training Institute and SS Training Solutions are the only viable scenario training programs that are civilian specific in using Miles gears. Both seem to look like awesome training fun, but not something that is viable for regular tenants. In the meantime, MagFed Paintball is definitely more realistic for range engagement and consequence-induced CQB training, if you have the community and budget close by to support the hobby. Oh, and Jeff Gerwich's YouTube channel is Modern Tactical Shooting. Definitely an amazing source of tactical training information and special operations gear history to be found there. This was a great video in comparison. Thanks at Barry Reading 4809. I definitely agree with the Jeff Gerwich channel, and I apologize. I stated the wrong channel name in that video. But yes, guys, go check out that channel, Jeff Gerwich channel, Modern Tactical Shooting. A lot of real good, solid, real-world advice and reviews on that channel. In terms of that blank fire laser system, I've never heard of it before at Barry Reading, but kind of a cool thing that you just mentioned. And I totally agree with you. Of course, First Strike MagFed Paintball is definitely the closest thing in terms of realism, simulation style training. But compared to simulation training, our First Strike rounds can shoot so much further. So I would say that's kind of where, besides unfortunately not using real guns to shoot simulation, the First Strike rounds though has the edge in terms of distance and accuracy. Okay. At New to Kendall states in the MR18 Motto accuracy video, the 60-yard accuracy video, he states, or she, whoever this person is, accuracy has nothing to do with barrel length. It's all about barrel quality, upper and lower fit and quality, and the bolt carrier group or BCG. Okay. Hey, I know these markers look super realistic. That's why I love playing with them. I hope you guys love, the realism of our MagFed markers as well. And I hope that's kind of where our industry is pushing. We want more realistic MagFed markers, guys. But at New to Kendo, this is a paintball marker, a MagFed marker. Okay, so yes, barrel length is definitely gonna affect it. Guys, go check out the video where I'm shooting short barrels with the long barrels, and you can clearly see the different accuracy groupings with the different barrel lengths, okay? And then, of course, fitment, quality, all that stuff is going to play a part in it. But our MagFed markers don't have a bolt carrier group, okay? So not a real steel rifle at New to Kendo. All right, at Nova Gunner states on the how to fill your MagFed markers in buttstock air tank, he says, he asks, did you have another paintball channel? I feel like I've seen your stuff and haven't seen you upload in a while. Yes, guys, so at Nova Gunner, yes, we used to have a video called ODSC Washington State. My team and I, we were kind of collaborating with MCS, and we were kind of like their Washington chapter. We were trying to be their Washington chapter, but like I said, guys, go check out my videos where I don't really give, unfortunately, their products the best reviews. It's not to diss them. It's just, unfortunately, their products didn't work really well with First Strike. Okay, that's the key. First Strike rounds. Okay, guys. And yeah, so I haven't uploaded in a while because, hey, life took over, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. At 2 Cracked Paintball. And this was on the top 5 things you need to do immediately to your MagFed marker video. States, I support this. Keep it coming. We need more knowledge vids in our niche. 100% at 2 Cracked Paintball. That's the reason why I'm doing this videos, guys. People like myself, MagFed paintball players that's been playing this, this genre of paintball for a long time. We got a bunch of experience, negative and positive. I want to give that back to you guys. I want to continue pushing the sport, giving this information in terms of reliability. I think that is the first key thing, just making sure that I give you guys as much information out there to get your equipment reliable. So that way you guys don't experience all the heartache when you first get into this sport. And then of course, from there, giving you guys how to increase your performance, and obviously, the range, all those things with your equipment and your marker. Okay, guys. So yeah, I will definitely keep them coming for you guys. At 2 Crack Paintball, this is on the top 5 things video as well. He says, nice block 2, by the way. Yep, appreciate it, guys. We love all our block 2 builds, right? Like this M4A1 FSP block 2 style. Okay, we also have our non-FSP style as well too, with just the Daniel Defense hand guard, but not the front sight post. So yeah, love all the clone builds, guys. That's kind of what our company is all about. Okay, at Neuroplastic MEF 1517 states in that how to fill your MagFed markers video, says, please tell me this is a POG LARPing and not a civilian LARPing. At Neuroplastic MEF, I don't know what those terms are. Hey guys, I'm pretty old. I don't know what you young kids are saying and all these new lingos nowadays, but hey, if someone wants to comment on this video, let me know what that is. I'd really appreciate that. Okay. At 2 Crack Paintball states in the versus SBM, GPM, DMM video, guys, where I compared all the different builds, he says, you get more traction on this if you use the actually terms, GPR, SPR. You're a MilSim-minded player, so no need to dumb it down to be community safe terms, lol. Think YouTube search words first, then community safe words, use the actual video itself. But good video, I always enjoy your talks. Hey, 2 Crack PM, I agree with you, but what I wanted to do was kind of get our terminology for our MagFed sport. Like I told you guys in 2023, we need to continue pushing for more standardization, more MagFed only events, gameplay, rules, equipment, specific equipment, right? Not using real steel stuff to try to make it work with our MagFed stuff. I want to see our sport continue just growing this genre just for this genre, just specifically, and like that will get our sport, I 100% believe it, to the level where it needs to be. So I just wanted to come up with these terms so that way we can use these terms like general purpose marker, special purpose marker, right? Designated marksman marker when our sport starts kind of like obviously growing. Okay, so that's kind of the idea behind it. At user-PN9UO4RX1P states in the Lapco Universal Fake Suppressor review, he says, what suppressor are you using on the topmost M16 above you? Okay, so I'm thinking he's talking about the Mark 18 Motto marker, guys, and that is, go check out the review on that. Well, that was the MCS SOCOM suppressor, okay, at user PN9. So yeah, go check out their products at MCS. Like I said, I love some of their accessories, but just with first strike rounds, that's where the problem is, okay? At Vader P-Ball 1986, this was on the top 5 things not to look for in a MagFed marker. States, maybe you shouldn't gatekeep so hard. Hopper adapter, maybe not everyone can afford multiple markers. FSR, a lot of fields don't allow FSR. It's not the only reason to play MagFed. Modification, almost all MagFed markers have rails and plenty of attachments available. Final thoughts. The EMF 100 is probably the best MagFed marker available, and not even because I own one. It's the most consistent, the most air efficient, and it's super lightweight. The M17 is an air hog, the T15 is a maintenance monster. Rifle barrels can be purchased for any MagFed marker, so that's a terrible argument against the DAM or EMF 100. Just let people buy what they can afford and let them enjoy the sport. Your attitude towards MagFed isn't helping to grow the sport. Not everyone has the funding to buy 11 T15s and $200 plus optics. 100% agree on the affordability aspect, but I'm not saying that you guys have to buy those markers, guys, right? I'm just showing you guys how to optimize MagFed markers for use with first strike rounds. And like I told you guys, on this channel, if we're going to grow this sport, we're going to need to push first strike rounds with our MagFed markers. That's the only way that's going to showcase the performance. It's going to increase that level of gameplay over standard paintball, right? That's going to separate our sport from the other sports, okay? Don't got nothing against the EMF 100 except for the fact that it doesn't look like a real steel rifle. And I think this is where MagFed markers like the DAM and the EMF 100 is not going to help the sport grow. We want to play with markers that resemble our real steel rifles. Guys, so much of airsoft, so much of mag-fed paintball is LARPing, right? Dressing the part, dressing up in gear. We want grenade paintballs like the tag-in paintball grenades, right? We want the realism. We want the realism of the accuracy and the distance, right? And so these markers that don't look real is not going to ultimately be the markers that are going to push our sport to the next level, okay? Hopper play, all those things, right? And I disagree with you at Vader Paintball. Like I said, hey, we can agree to disagree. We need to standardize our sport, right? This goes back to the whole, hey, bring whatever you can play. Don't be a freaking such an elitist. No, we need to standardize our sport so that way our equipment can actually be built specifically for our sport. Get better, right? If we know that we're limited to a certain amount of mags, then we will play with a certain amount of mags in the gameplay, right? There's a reason why speedball is the way it's grown to be where it is, because it has a standardized field. It has a standardized set of rules. It has a standardized set of equipment that you can use from team to team, so that way the gameplay is fair. And you actually have a gameplay. You have a purpose. You have an objective. But anyways, that's the reason why we need to do that. At the real FNRY, at the real FN Ryan 26 also states in that same video, to piggyback on this a bit, because of the modding and 3D printing community, in a lot of cases, the MG EMF 100 is even more modular than some of the others like the T15. You can make it to whatever you want. I've seen something from a Lawgiver pistol, to a Tech 9, to an AK-47, to a Dragunov, to say nothing of all the M4 variants. Also downing the Tippmann markers, including the MCS conversions, when they may be the most cost-effective way to get more people into MagFed, isn't a good look. Do better, man. I totally disagree on this comment of the Tippmann markers and the MCS conversions. As I told you guys already, they do not work well with first strike rounds, okay? And I'll get into that. I've gotten into that in some videos, right? But I tell you guys from all my experience with the Tippmann markers, unless of course it's like the TCR, or of course, the Tippmann TIPX with the first strike long range conversion kit, right? Which is going to increase the price of these things. So now, affordability isn't the issue anymore, right? Those markers, like I said, because they don't work well with first strike rounds, but they're touted as being able to shoot first strike rounds, they're going to be, let's just say, there's going to be a huge letdown when you get into those products and then you want to start shooting first strike rounds and it doesn't work for you guys, okay? And so for me, long term, you're wasting your money by getting into a product that you cannot grow with. It won't grow with you. You can play round ball, but like I was telling you guys, that's not the future of the sport. We need to get into first strikes. Now, in terms of all the 3D printing with the EMF 100, yeah, but then once again, now we're not talking about something that can be easily readable, available for the common MagFed player. I can't go look up on a website and just order it, right? I'm gonna have to custom make it, get a 3D printer. We need these companies, we need more people in the community to start building some of these markers, right? Go check out my video where I talked about what other types of markers we need in our community, right? We need some of these builds just off the shelf, okay? So no, I disagree with both of these comments. We need to standardize a sport. That's how our sport's gonna get better, okay?